What is going on, family, my brothers and sisters in the Warning Army? I hope everybody is doing well today, and welcome back to another Women Who Rock Wednesday. And I've been kind of taking a little bit break from reactions the last couple of days, just trying to kind of get my mind right. But I thought it would be a fun idea to do this week on the Women Who Rock Wednesday to celebrate the Warning in a way of getting a little bit familiar with some of their like documentary interview type stuff. So let's go ahead and check it out.
No,
Don't say that.
don't do that.
Even if they're bad decisions.
No. That's not what I meant. We are The Warning. We're three sisters from Monterrey, Mexico, and we're a rock band. I am Danny, the guitar player and lead singer.
I'm Pau, I'm the drummer.
I'm Alejandra, and I am the bass player.
The silence at midnight just feels like your nails down my back.
So we are from Monterrey, Mexico, and we've loved music since we were really young. Our parents are big music lovers, so we were always in this musical environment. And we started playing the piano, but it wasn't until our parents got us the video game, The Rock Band, and I loved watching my sisters play. I was really young, so I loved watching them play, and we got the inspiration from there. Danny started playing the guitar after that, Pau playing the drums. Eventually I started playing the bass, and we've just been playing ever since.
When we started writing,
We already had attention.
Yeah.
We went viral because of a cover we did of Enter Sandman, and we started receiving a lot of attention. And with that attention, we were like, hey, like we could really be a band, but it's not like we want to be a cover band for our whole lives. So why don't we start exploring writing? Again, we were kids, but we were already like just thinking of our futures like that. But when we started writing, that was when it was like really consolidated. Like we were like, we want to be a band.
I think our music influences have grown throughout the years because our OG influences are still our influences, but they just been like added more. We started with AC/DC, Pink Floyd,
Queen,
Muse.
Muse is still one of our like
Yes.
big.
See, that's one of the things that I think a lot of people tend to forget when it comes to like musical inspirations, right? Is when they were younger, the music that they listened to was of a certain type. And those artists have they're not creating new music. So you've already been through all of their catalogs. And if they're not making anything more, there's no more inspiration to follow from those types of people. So you have to find different ones. So you start looking in other genres because you already know everything from that. It's already embedded in your musical DNA, if you will. So you have to find other ones. So hence the reason why they're going to find some different inspiration, because they've already been through those decades of music and those artists that they liked and connected with, and they've already loved and had those times with those moments, and those records came out. And then now with Keep Me Fed, you're going to have different inspirations because you're going to have different artists that they're even listening to, just like with the music that they even enjoy.
Biggest influences, but for this album in particular, we were listening to a lot of Real Blood. We toured with them as well, so like they were clearly an influence. Dead Poet Society, Paramore.
I think that was
See, y'all don't give enough Dead Poet Society love. They're over here, the pals over here talking about them, but y'all don't give no love to DPS. Where's the DPS love, guys? Where's the Dead Poet Society love?
like the main.
Yeah, those were the main three.
On point.
Keep Me Fed is our newest album, and it's called like that because.
Thank you for passing it over to me. So Keep Me Fed just really encompasses what we were living in that whole time and what we were seeing around us, which is basically we live in a society where we just consume so much all the time. And we are never satisfied with anything, and we always want more and more and more. And it's about how we participate in that cycle as artists and as people, and how we give and how we take. And it's just like, it just kind of sheds a light on what we were living in that time. And you can see it in the cover, how we're like in this table that's just full of like excess. It's just like
the
so
top.
much, and we're
Yeah.
on top of that table, and we're just kind of like disrupting things, and that's kind of what we wanted to do with this album.
I mean, I think the process of songwriting changed over the years a lot. Specifically, this last album, Keep Me Fed, was a completely different and chaotic experience because we wrote it and recorded it in between tours. We were traveling a lot, and it was the first project that we ever
Wrote on it.
Wrote on it.
I mean, we were
yeah.
like, before we started recording this album, the writing process usually was just like, I would sit on the piano, I would write lyrics, a melody, have sort of like a structure, then I would show it to my sisters and we would produce it, complete writing it, like the three of us together, and then we would go with another producer and start working on it. But in this album, on Keep Me Fed, we were just like, we had weeks of writing sessions. We would step into a room, meet two people that we had never met before, write a song, finish the song, then the next day meet
Do
two
it
other
again.
new people and write. And we did that for 2 weeks, and we wrote many songs. So, but it was incredibly challenging in a good way.
Yeah.
To like, you had to communicate your ideas properly. So I feel like that really pushed us as artists and as writers. And I feel like you can see it in this new material.
Give me violence.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that. Like I feel like some people think that that's tampering too much with how the how the fudge is made, if you will. But at the end of the day, like, that is how you learn new techniques, and you learn to have different perspectives, and you learn like just how to think about things a little bit differently, and just different writing styles or whatever. It's not necessarily that they're going to tell you that you're not doing what you have to do it this way, but I believe that the warning still has that control over it. If that's what you guys have said, and it sounds like what they basically do, that just because you sit in a room with a writer and a couple of writers doesn't mean that even their ideas are even going to really sink in what you've created. You know what I mean? Some of them you're not going to gel with, some of them you will, and some of them will give you perspective. And like I said, some of those different, unique. I don't hate it. I'm just throwing it out there. I don't hate it.
Kill.
I've
Yeah.
never had the time to like think about what I would have done if it wasn't this. I feel like it would be something within music because we've done it
Yeah.
our whole lives.
Something creative.
Yeah,
definitely.
you'd be like.
I just
totally
directed a
creative.
music video and I had a
Yes.
great time.
Oh, you were great.
So maybe
You'd be a great director.
a director.
Now that I know everything that I know, I would like kind of want to teach. I feel
Aw.
like that would be very
Aw,
cool.
you'd be a good
yeah.
teacher.
Thank you.
Okay, what I would most like to remember about what we're living right now is like the excitement of like the uncertainty of what we're living.
Yes.
And also that type of pressure of just wanting to prove yourself is something that is so special that drives you to be better. And there's such a satisfying feeling and of a certain like team pride of what we're accomplishing together. Not only like the three of us, but like
Our whole team,
everyone who's involved and how we're growing and the steps that we're taking. It's just so exciting.
So insane.
I was gonna say, I'm like, is it over already? I'm like, there's no way.
Automatic Sun. That phrase in and of itself, we just thought it sounded cool. So we actually kind of rode around it. And it's this song about longing for someone and that energy that they share with you. And that's just kind of like, we each kind of like put in our own little feelings on it
Like
because we
personal touch.
all.
I feel like we all
place
see
on
it differently, but
Yeah.
it is about having this person who just has this warmth and this energy and a gravitational pull that you can't help but just like go to them. And it's about
Exactly.
missing that.
Burning your automatic sun. Look what you're doing to me.
It is my favorite song on the album.
Yeah, me too.
It is my
Mine too.
favorite
I
song to
love it.
play live.
So cool.
It is just so much fun. So I'm very happy.
When it came out, I saw a comment that said like, this song just makes me want to dance and headbang at the same time.
Yeah,
I don't know how you did
I
that.
agree.
And I was just
I
like,
agree.
yeah.
What I need. Oh, you're so out of reach, yeah. The way you hurt me's never enough. This addiction's just hard to give up. If you want it all, then just take it. 'Cause you got me, you got that.
I'm just remembering, we had come back from our shows in South America. We were exhausted, and we had a writing session with Dan Lancaster and Anton. We met Dan we toured with Muse, and he was the keyboard player for Muse in this tour. So we had met him there, we had that connection, we had written with him in LA, and now he came to Monterrey to write some songs with us. And it was like, there was instant chemistry with like
well.
Anton, Dan, and the three of us, and that was the last song we wrote. Automatic Sun had like 3 versions, like we did so
We
many
were so
verses and so many
tired.
choruses. We had no idea what we were doing at that point.
Yeah.
But then we were doing the chorus and something just clicked. And the rest of the song just like flowed so nicely.
Take it. Burning your automatic sun.
Fans,
Ooh.
I feel like they usually hear what they
Yes.
want to
like
hear.
they give it their own meaning. And
Yeah.
I feel like that's so nice because that's what music is for. So they listen to the song and they
make it their own.
they make it their own, and that's
Did you hear that, guys? Did you hear that? Whatever you want to interpret from it is what you should do. I'm gonna take the warning's advice on that one. I feel like a lot of people needed to hear that one.
really nice.
And with Automatic Sun, I don't know what I would want them to take away. More than anything, I feel like sometimes rock music takes itself too seriously. And this is a song that is just fun. Fun to listen to, fun to dance to, fun to
Fun to
sing.
play.
So hopefully what they take away is just a fun
Enjoy it.
experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes me think about like the idea of the overall talking points of like what a purist is. And honestly, I've never been a purist, and I've never really been a fan of purist, unless you're talking about maybe like the culinary purist, because I can get down with some of that stuff. I have been to a place where they said that the pancakes were called the purest pancakes, and those were probably some of the best pancakes I've ever had, and I can see why they would call them that, because as a aficionado, we're top notch. But when it comes to music, I don't agree with the idea and sentiment to that, because I feel like it's art and it's subjective. It's always subjective. It is always. There is no right answer. There is no right or wrong feeling. And that's what I think that overall, when it comes to this song, that a lot of us could agree, it does make you feel like you want to headbang and dance at the same time. It kind of gives you both of those emotions, and it has that fun energy about it. So that's exactly what it's supposed to be. We're supposed to take it for whatever it's supposed to, whatever you're supposed to. It's just not supposed to make you hate it. It's not supposed to make you talk shit about it. I like all these songs. I don't know why everybody doesn't like them.
Six Story is very, very fun because we were in LA and we had a songwriting session we did not want to
We did
go
not want
to.
to do that.
It was
Oh, you need to
We
give
were-
context. We were at the like very
Very
end of
end
the
of-
tour.
Yeah.
We were
so
exhausted, and we had that writing session, and we had 2 writing sessions before that day,
yeah.
which did not go that well. So we were like, we don't want to go, but we went because we were like,
We
maybe
went
this is
there.
the best song we've ever
This is-
written. We
you
don't
never
know.
know.
We arrived there, and Anton, who is the guy that we wrote it with, was not answering his phone. He was not coming out of his house, and we were like,
was-
we're gonna leave
It's
if
a
he doesn't
sign.
come out in 5 minutes. And then he came out, and we started working, and it was like instant chemistry. And it's the first song that
We wrote-
came out for this
yeah.
album. Like we wrote it for this album.
was
That's
the
where the
fastest
process
song.
started. Anton ended up producing
The whole
album.
record.
So it was just like really meant to be.
I wanna make mistakes and live in regret. Don't wanna give it, just take it out of my head. And if I break it, fake it, don't care what comes next. If that's a price to pay, I'll do with it what I'm dead.
I remember remember because you already had like a mood board
I had a mood board and a verse.
verse for this song, so we just kind of sat around in the couch. Anton was like on a guitar.
Doing great.
We had a playlist
doing
with
riffs.
references that we were all like listening to just to get on the same page. We talked about the topic, and I had like a mood board. So we were just like seeing the mood board, and like we would start working, throwing lyrics around and melodies around.
Funny story though, the song did not have a title, just an overarching theme. But Anton would say sick all the time, like, oh, that's sick. And it was like, it eventually became the title of the song.
The song is about just like being sick of not doing anything with your life and just like really wanting to, like, even if you mess up, like you just want to live. So I hope that fans take away a feeling of freedom and of possibilities. I know that in the song we talk about like making mistakes and like wanting to live in regret, if that's what life leads you to. But I feel like what we're trying to say and what we hope they take away is that we only live once and that like we're gonna die. Do what you want and what makes you happy and what will make you like die in peace. Like saying like, I lived my life.
Yeah, no.
And that like there's the proof.
Very well said.
What song reminds us of our childhood?
It has to be Elton John or Billy Joel. I feel
I would
For sure.
say
for sure.
Scenes from an Italian Restaurant
By Billy Joel, for sure.
Definitely
I think
live
that's-
version as well. It's like,
Yes.
The live version.
A night
I
out
think
with
that's different
friends.
for the three of us. I would go like,
I think this would be a fun game to play. Let's play the game with them, guys. Let's play the game with them. What was the first question again? Like, what song
As
reminds
well.
you of
It's
your
like-
childhood?
Yes.
The live version.
All right, so we'll get back to this question, but the song that makes me think about my childhood. 17 by 4 Year Strong.
A night out
I think
with
that's different
friends.
for the three of us. I would go like, I don't know why, Fly As Me by Silk Sonic. It's
Okay.
just like,
I mean, that's a cool mood. Abracadabra by Brown Eyed Girls.
I probably listen to like Lady Gaga, probably like Judas or something
Slay.
like that. Yeah.
Exactly.
Nice.
Good.
A night before a night go out, I don't go out like that, yo. Like if I go out, I'm listening to a playlist for sure. And that's a forever growing, changing thing.
Ooh.
Oh, that's
Mine is very like specific.
okay.
Pas de deux by Tchaikovsky from the Nutcracker.
Oh, look,
That's a good
No,
one.
like-
That's a good one.
Imagine
Such a
writing
random
that and like
answer.
it has no lyrics, but you just feel like, so I cry horribly when I hear that
I
song
know.
every single time.
I wish I could write something as emotional as Lilac Wine by Jeff Buckley. Oh my God, that's
Good.
I would say Sultans of Swing by Dire Straits. That's a great song.
That's
I wish I
good
wrote that.
I think the thing that I probably wish that I probably would have written, even though I'm not a musician like that, is I always think about how like one of my favorite guitar solos of all time is We Will Rock You by Queen. That guitar solo at the end is just something that I feel like is just timeless in that song. And for some reason, that would be my answer.
Clay Pigeons by Michael Cera.
Dude.
I choose peaceful songs each year to hear like after shows, when I'm removing my makeup, whatever. And it's literally on a loop for hours. I love that song.
Yeah.
Clay Pigeons.
I love All Mine. Love is All Mine by Mitski. I love that right now.
That's a good song.
Yes, but I don't know the
the
exact title.
grammar of it.
Yeah.
Since Espresso came out by Sabrina
Sabrina
Carpenter,
Carpenter?
I've been listening to it. I love that song. It's such a fun song.
Nice.
bop.
She is such like the young one. Like, you know what I mean? Like her choices are definitely like the ones that I would think that she would say. I hate to stereotype that way, but that's the one that I thought I thought Ale would be the one. Ale. If anything, she is the one that I thought would be the one that would say some of these answers that she has said.
In love.
And for me to answer that question, that changes all the time. What song do you listen to when you're in love?
There's so many like lovely
so
love songs.
MTV. So MTV.
Call It Fate, Call It Karma by The Strokes.
Nice.
Good.
I will probably go like something that is not even in a language I know, like La Vie en Rose.
Ooh, cute.
That's good. I would say Eres by Café Tacuba.
I think it would
I don't know, yo. I've been in love for a while, so I have a lot of songs. They're all like just probably not even love songs, so it'd be a weird answer. And I don't think I really have one off the top of my head. What song do you listen to after you break up? Yeah, these are such MTV questions. I'm not even gonna answer these.
depend on how the breakup like goes.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like such an iconic like breakup song is Somebody That I Used to Know by
Fire.
Gautier.
Ooh.
Fire!
That's like,
I feel like if I would like have a breakup,
Timeless song.
I would probably be like pissed about it.
Yeah.
So You Ought to Know by Alanis Morissette.
Oh, that's a good
That's
one.
what I
I
thought
would
too.
say
I was like, that's a kind of a
Traitor
classic one.
by Olivia Rodrigo. I feel like that's a good one.
On the
yeah.
nose.
Yeah, on the nose.
A song that makes me get up and dance no matter what. Gasolina by Daddy Yankee.
I thought you were gonna say Gangnam Style. Gangnam
Right?
Style.
You're so right.
That is, like,
Gangnam Style is
literally-
my all-time
Yeah.
favorite song to like be happy.
Yeah.
yep.
I love Gangnam Style.
That
Thank
song-
you.
that
You know me
song,
better
if-
than I know myself.
If you don't stand up and dance to that song,
Something's
like-
wrong.
like something's wrong with you. Like it's just
You're right.
a song to dance to.
Gangnam Style.
I heard Boogie Wonderland today and I was just like, yeah, man. That's it.
Dance.
See, mine is like the weirdest one with that is oh man, what the hell is that song called? Girl, you have to say what you did. I already know. I found out from him. Cry Me a River. Oh my God, that was such a brain fart. Cry Me a River by Justin Timberlake. Yeah, that song does it to me, man. I love that song. What song do you listen to loudly in the car? So MTV, man. So MTV with these questions. Like, there's a million of those. There's a million of them. Like, almost, like, you know, especially the warning, turn them all up.
Song that goes like really, really loud in the car, King for a Day, like Pierce the Veil. Just kind of
Fuck
like
yeah,
go
Danny.
all out.
Fuck
Wow.
yeah,
So
Danny.
you're stuck in the Monterrey traffic and you're just like,
Of course.
Hell yeah.
Alan and I listen to
Damn
the
me, jump
song
off this
very
Jersey
loudly in the car.
Bridge.
It's called Culo by Ilya Kuriaki. Great.
Oh, we were stuck
It's
in traffic
great.
and we were like,
We put it on
Let's do it.
loop
yeah.
on like super high volume.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rudy, for showing
Yeah,
us
thank
that
you.
song.
Our favorite karaoke song. Okay, go.
My
go,
go-to
go.
karaoke song is Gasolina
Yeah.
by Daddy Yankee.
I
Eminem.
don't really do
Eminem.
karaoke. To be honest, I don't like singing that much, but I would say Noreste Caliente by Jonas.
That's
Great
a very
song
good
for
choice.
kids.
Yes.
Yeah. Throwback track.
Oh, my favorite
for us.
throwback track is Wannabe by the Spice Girls.
Oh, that's a good one.
That is a very
yeah.
good one.
That makes
Very
me
good
happy.
one. Slim Shady, Eminem.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, Danny.
Yeah.
Is Man
Let's
Eater
go.
by Ninja
Man Eater is
before
yes.
2010? Yeah, I would
Yes.
say
No,
Man
It's
Eater.
like 2006.
Nice.
or
Okay,
something
then
like
She
that.
Man
loves
Eater
pop
by
music,
Ninja
man. I can
Before
tell.
Slay.
I can tell she loves it.
Look what you're doing. Look what you're doing to me. Yeah.
Because she's a middle tone.
I have
Yeah.
ADHD. I do not like. I can't.
Yeah, she's never on time. She
understand
always
why.
does things
No.
like last minute.
Hey MTV, we're The Warning, and we're gonna play a game that's called This or That.
Night
I am
owl.
more productive as an early bird, but I like my beauty sleep. Like, do not wake me up early in the morning.
I like the
Night owl for
sunshine,
sure.
but I'm not gonna.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah,
I would say
yeah.
So
night
night
owl.
owl.
Yeah.
I'll stick with early bird.
Ooh. On time or
Oh.
fashionably late? Fashionably late.
You're
Always
always
late.
I have no
You're
sense
always
of
late.
time.
I'm always on time.
I feel like I'm
I'm always
on time girly.
early so I can be on time.
Because she's a middle tone.
I have
Yeah.
ADHD. I do not.
I set my clocks
Like,
early because I know
Yeah,
I'm
she's
always
never on
late.
time. She
Understand
always
why.
does things
No.
like last minute, and I prefer to do everything early so
Yeah,
I
I
can
prefer to be ready.
on
But
time.
usually we get ready together, so they pull me with their
No, that's-
time.
no.
Usually, hey,
On tours.
yes,
only on tour.
Only on
exactly.
tours.
We're always on tour.
Well, you're right. Cooking at home or takeout?
Takeout.
Oh, takeout.
Because
Yeah.
cooking at home
is so
implies
much
cleaning,
work. Yes.
and I can't clean.
That's a lot of work.
Okay.
Yes,
That's a
takeout.
lot.
Well, But when you're back from tour, the last thing you want to eat is takeout. So
That's right, because you've
but
already eaten
like
that.
we ask our mom to make us meal.
Oh.
So if
Mom
we're
made
cooking,
meal.
no. If our mom is cooking, then
Yes.
performing
Performing
live.
Yes.
Yes.
Recording
definitely.
music videos is
It's exhausting.
It's really good.
Yeah,
And since
that-
you're
that
not
wouldn't be
playing
fun.
for
It's not
anyone,
fun.
like
It's
to
just
anyone,
like-
it's
It's
just like
weird
feels weird.
performing to a camera.
Yeah.
and
it
usually
is
I
funny.
get the last playback. Like I have to play for your playback and the general playback, and
'Cause
then
you're
I'm
in
at the
every
very
shot.
end.
Yeah.
And so I've done like 30 shots already, and I'm like, so playing live.
Playing live.
Yes,
Yes.
for sure.
Going out
or
or staying in?
Oh,
Depends.
It depends
Depends.
to
It
where,
really
but I feel like I will be more of a staying in.
Going out.
I love staying in, but since we're rarely at home, I would
go
say
out.
going out.
Yeah,
You're
I
right,
do
you're
say
right.
I feel
like
going out to stay in, like going out to like somebody's
friend's
like
house.
Yeah,
Yes.
just like
Just have pizza.
That's a great.
But like I'm
that's
not gonna
great.
go clubbing. Like I'm too tired.
We
for that.
beat the system.
Exactly. Dressing up or
Dressing up
dressing
or
down?
dressing up.
Dressing up.
Dressing up.
Dressing
Let's
up.
get it.
It's always so fun to like get ready to go. I feel like sometimes the get ready part, like getting ready part, is way more fun than
And
like
then-
when you actually go out. So
Yeah.
I love dressing up. It's
I
always so
agree.
fun.
And on tour, you're always just like in such a like
In a state, yeah.
all the time. I was gonna say fodonga, but I don't know the word in English for that. So like you feel yucky all the time. So when you do get to dress up, it's like
You feel
I feel like
fresh.
myself again.
Yes.
Is this the first answer that we have like the same answer? I think so.
Maybe. I'm glad we agree.
Thanks for watching. Head to MTV's YouTube for more with us.
Overall, that was fun and exciting. I think that I learned a little bit about the warning, not really too much, because I feel like I knew a lot about this, but I feel like I got a lot of like perspective when it came to like what they were doing and thinking going into a lot of the overall records and writing Keep Me Fed in general. So that was really cool to see that and just, you know, play a little bit of fun games with the little this or that. Some of the questions are a little lame and stupid, and I hate the fact that they even have to ask artists this and they even have to answer these questions because some of them are just so stupid. Like, you know, going out or staying in, I'm like, that's always a very, like, depending on the day, depending on the mood answer. Like, you know, some days you don't want to go out and some days you absolutely want to go out. So it's such a flip of a coin. And that's like, do you prefer waking up or going to sleep? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're going to do both of them anyway. So, like, yeah, sometimes it's great, sometimes it sucks. Like, yeah, it's like anything. But this was very cool. I enjoy getting to see some of, like, their personality. I think that I've seen, like, a little bit I think I've actually seen probably a little bit more than I thought I did because I feel like I didn't really see anything of, like, new from their personality that I really hadn't seen before. But, yeah, I feel like, yeah, Danny and Pow are like the two of them, like they're split between my mind with like a lot of like their answers. Or I'm with you. Like it's almost like I'm bouncing back and forth with the two of them. I appreciate you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I will leave the links to Patreon, Discord, and all the good fun stuff down in the description below. And you please sign up for those if you are interested in helping support or just being a part of the overall community. So we need people as well, and just to chat it up in the Discord. We're getting into all kinds of fun conversations over there on Discord. So make sure you sign up for those things if you have not done so already. And if you have not joined the Foxtrot family, there is always room for you.